It has been 2 years since that pandemic started. Now, most countries have started opening up, relaxing travel restrictions, opening borders. But with the dreaded virus still around, you still need to be careful so that you won't place yourself and your loved ones at risk. Hi, I'm Andres Mejer, immigration attorney and an immigrant myself. And our tip of the week covers what to do before you travel outside of the US during COVID-19. And if you find the video helpful, please consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our other videos. Before I get to the specifics, let me emphasize that you should not travel if you are sick and have symptoms. If your COVID test came out positive, do not travel at least until after 10 full days from the start of your symptoms or the date you tested positive. If you're fully vaccinated per CDC guidelines, you should be able to travel after 5 days, but that changes. You should not travel if you are waiting for your COVID test results, and you should not travel if you're under home quarantine after exposure to a COVID positive individual, in which case, wait 10 days from the date of exposure. Now, let's get to the nitty gritty. If you plan to travel out of the country, here are 5 tips to remember. Number 1, make sure your COVID vaccination records are updated before even booking the ticket. CDC reminds us that getting inoculated is still the best way to protect ourselves from severe infection and help slow down the spread of the virus. Unvaccinated travelers need to follow additional precautions before, during, and after the trip. Tip number 2, read up on your destination's COVID risk assessment reports. You need to know your destination's country's COVID-19 situation. The CDC posts risk level assessment alerts that list down the different countries from level 1 being the lowest risk, while level 4 is the highest risk. Familiarize yourself with your destination's entry and exit procedures and requirements. You don't want to be turned back or denied entry because you missed something. Check the requirements of transport operators, whether they're airlines, buses, or cruise ships, because those vary too. Tip number 3, prepare the negative COVID-19 test. Be prepared to show a negative result or documentation of COVID-19 at the airport. Unvaccinated travelers or those not up to date with their COVID vaccines usually need to have a viral test taken no more than 72 hours before the trip. Tip number 4, pack a COVID kit. Your kit should have enough face mask, soap, sanitizers, wipes, thermometer, you know what I mean. But don't pack them all. You need to wear masks on all public transportations too. And you may need some sanitizer and your carry-on. Don't forget to check the liquids rule. You're only allowed to bring certain milliliters per items, rubbing alcohol included. Tip number 5, follow social distancing guidelines. Stay at least 6 feet away from other people, especially if you're at a higher risk of getting very sick with COVID. So there you got it. 5 tips before you fly out of the country. 1, get vaccinated, update your records. 2, learn the COVID risk assessment reports. 3, take a COVID test. 4, pack your COVID kit. And 5, follow public health safety protocols. Please consider subscribing to the channel and checking out our other videos if you find the video helpful. If you're still watching, here are some more bonus tips for you, because you also need to prepare for your flight back to the US. Don't forget the following. Before you board the plane, you will need a negative COVID-19 test result taken no more than 24 hours before your trip. Children under 2 years are also exempted from the tests. Contact tracing is still enforced, and you will need to take a COVID-19 viral test within 3 to 5 days of arrival in the US. Again, before you get too excited about your holiday or next trip overseas, keep these tips in mind. If you have any questions about flying to the US and what type of visa you will need to apply for, go ahead and leave a note in the comment section, and I will do my best to respond to your query. I do get a lot of messages and comments, so if you want immediate answers and find out right away, you can go ahead and schedule a consultation through my website, andresmejerlaw.com. You might be able to see it in one of these 2 sides, but don't worry, if you misspell it, I guarantee you're still going to find me. If you learned a lot from this video, feel free to like and share it with other people. And if you have any ideas for future videos or would like me to talk about a particular immigration-related topic, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Until next time, stay healthy and be safe.